In this video, I will tell you my story about how calisthenics saved my life and hopefully inspire you to start it or keep going on your calisthenics journey. Before we begin, I want to tell you who am I. My name is Raghav and I'm a calisthenics athlete and I make people learn cool skills. If you are interested in calisthenics content, then click the subscribe button now. And if you're interested in learning the muscle up from me, then click the link in the description and I will personally ensure that you will get the muscle up. I want to talk about my story and how calisthenics basically kept me from going insane. When I went to university for the first time, it was right after COVID, and because it was right after COVID, I did not have any freshman seminars and I did not get to live in the dorms. So I started living in an apartment right from the start. And because of that, I didn't really have a lot of friends. And since COVID, my social skills had taken a major hit. Most of the time I spent my days in my room studying and playing video games, even in college. And I was very lonely at that time. But I used to still, for some reason, I had the motivation to go to the gym and do calisthenics. And thankfully, one day when I was training there, I met a guy and he saw me do the muscle up, even though it was the shittiest muscle up during those times. And he saw me doing the muscle up and we got to talking and eventually we decided to train together. We were pretty close, but we weren't best friends. But we were still close enough that we would sometimes go for dinners after workout, basically train 2 to 3 times a week together. And I think that is what kept me from going insane, that little bit of social life. I had someone to talk to. My friends, me and my friends used to motivate each other during the workouts. And we used to say good things about each other and how awesome we are doing in calisthenics. And sometimes even dwell into our personal lives. So those things genuinely kept me from borderline depressed. Even though in a way I was, it just kept me going, because otherwise I probably would not have left the house at all. It would have been impossible to recover from at a certain point. And that's why I'm really grateful that I started calisthenics and for the friends that I found along the way. But apart from my story, there were a few other things that my social and my business side of life actually grew because of it. The first one was, of course, patience and discipline. Calisthenics is one of those sports that you kind of have to do the boring things in order to get the good gains. What I mean by this is, most of the hard skills have such boring progressions and exercises that you need to do, otherwise you won't make progress. And I probably developed some of the patience and discipline that you need for all parts of life through calisthenics. I remember the times when I used to train the V-sit with my trainer, and it used to be the most excruciating and most boring workouts because it consisted of doing L-sits, which are painful on its own, and then you had to do compressions, you had to train your abs and legs in a very different way so that you had the strength to get up. Thankfully, I kept going because eventually I kind of got into the habit of doing the boring things. It kind of seeped into other aspects of my life. And now when I sit down and I kind of don't want to do stuff, I'll be honest, I did not want to record this video today and I wanted to do it tomorrow. But I knew that the patience and discipline is what carries you throughout the hard times. Other thing that calisthenics gave me was a confidence boost. The calisthenics does build you a very shredded physique. I'm not quite there, but I like to believe my physique is quite good. Yeah, I'd like to still believe my physique is quite good, and I do get a lot of compliments from people. I talked about this thing in my earlier video, and that is the people that you see on Instagram and social media in general. The progress that you see in their bodies and their skills, a bar that people have set for themselves. And although it is good to have competition, and I definitely believe that you should compete with others, I don't think you should undermine your progress in whatever you're doing. So in terms of you building a aesthetic body and you getting calisthenic skills, I don't believe that you should think that the person who has like 100k followers has a better body than you, and so you should not feel like you have a good body. I broke that belief when my body wasn't really good. Like, it was still like really skinny. I had a bit of a toned chest and a little bit of a muscular back and some abs, and I didn't think my physique was that good. In my hometown, me and my friends, we had like a pool party. Everyone was complimenting me because they thought my body was the best amongst them. Even though that may be true, but like, I never thought about it. That was kind of the time when I realized that social media is really skewed towards the people who are in the top 1% of physiques and skills. The last thing is that you take calisthenics everywhere with you. It's kind of like a beautiful thing. If you go for like a hike or you go for like a holiday and you see like a really aesthetic spot, like for example, I was in LA and I just saw this really aesthetic spot. This is Muscle Beach, if you know what it is. I was like, shit dude, like I know the muscle up, let me do some muscle ups here and record myself. Now you don't have to record yourself, of course. Just being able to do a muscle up or like a planche and like when you're hiking, or handstands behind a mountain, it just feels awesome, right? I don't wanna hate on like bodybuilding, because I do bodybuilding too, but calisthenics is just more versatile. It doesn't really give you an excuse that you can't go to the gym, and it's because calisthenics can be done anywhere. You just need like a pull-up bar, or if you're training push, you just need the ground to do push. So yeah, that's why I love calisthenics, for holding me accountable. Thank you for watching this video. If you watched till the end, you probably have a top 1% attention span, because I do not put flashy and dopamine edits into my videos. If you're interested in joining the top 1% of calisthenics athletes, then click the link in the description and I will personally coach you to reach your calisthenic goals. If you're not interested, then just leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.